Hi there. I am trying this new format because I wanted to talk to you about blogs and why I decided to kill my art blog and turn it into a digital garden. I took some notes, so if you see me looking around, it's just because I don't want to forget what I want to say. To explain you all of this a bit better, we need to go back to the beginning of blogs. Remember all the personal sites full of personality and quirks where people were not trying to sell you anything, but you were always reading because wanted to hear about their thoughts, their lives, and really just connect with other humans? Then, of course, some began gaining popularity, and it was the beginning of blog stars and beginning of influencing, and social media just really propelled all of that. So, with all of that, blogs became less personal and more commercial. And of course, it was also the beginning of algorithms and creating in order to please an algorithm, in order to boost your SEO. And it was less about connecting. In the middle of all this chaos, there's been a handful of people out there who have managed to just keep doing whatever they're doing and keep their blogs active, just posting about whatever they want. And it's been really refreshing to see a blog that's been, there for maybe over 20 years and that they've remained true to their own voices. And I've seen that that style of blog is coming back. We saw that in the beginning of the pandemic with Substack when they gained momentum, and they've really become a platform where people have found another way to have that community. But outside of Substack, there's a group of personal sites that are sprouting all over the internet. These are digital gardens. And what's different between a regular blog and a digital garden is that a digital garden is a combination of both a personal blog and also a place where people can collect their links about the different interests or talk about different subjects within the same blog or within the same website. Many people describe this as a personal Wikipedia, in which people collect their own information, but also the information that they curate from other websites and build their own database of what is important and relevant to them without having to consider an algorithm. And the aim is not to gain traction and become super popular and attract a lot of followers and amass a fortune. It's basically a self-expression tool. What I really like about this idea is that a digital garden, just like a regular garden, grows over time, and it grows slowly, and it grows with your own things that you like, and it can evolve slowly. It is not catering to an algorithm. It's something that sprouts and grows with you. So I really liked the concept of that. Okay, so let's go back to my art blog. For context, I've had a blog since 2004. Like when no one really knew what a blog was and why would I have one, I had it. And I remember it was a lot of fun to explore and see what other people were talking about and learn a little bit of HTML just to customize your layout a little bit. Over the years, I've talked about anything and everything. I've had personal blogs, travel blogs, a fashion blog, and more recently, I started investigating my local art scene here in Toronto, and I ended up creating an event directory for the arts called Artifier. And I've noticed there seems to be a pattern. In the beginning, everything is great. It gains some traction, and then my interests slowly grow to the point that they outgrow the initial subject of the blog. And as a result, I stop posting as consistently as before, and it becomes harder to just keep focused talking about this particular subject. Your interests outgrow your original blog. Also, social media is more immediate by nature, so there's a lot less people now reading blogs than 10 years ago, so it feels a bit pointless to maintain a blog when people are going to Instagram or TikTok these days. My last project started basically by accident. I was visiting an art gallery each week and documenting it on my personal blog, and then it gave me the idea to create an event directory for the arts in Toronto. I worked about 2 years to get that going. It launched in 2020, and it was not the best moment in time, because what do you do with an event directory when there's no events around the world for 2 years? You have to pivot. And I think that that's something that I've struggled with, because then again, my love for the arts outgrew my original intention behind this website, which to begin with, it was intended to be an event directory. But like I said, when it pivoted, I struggled figuring out the tone and what I wanted to say. That's when the idea of digital gardens came to me, and I realized that this makes sense. And not only that, but it gives me a sense of peace to know that I am able to explore my interests as they come and have a place to put them without the pressure of having to perform for an algorithm or wondering if it's going to be popular or well received. And of course, it's nice when people go and check your thoughts and they feel connected to it or it resonates in one way or another. But sometimes I honestly just want to keep some notes for my own self and be like, do you remember this is cool? So instead of saving it somewhere in my bookmarks, I can just post it on my website and know that I will always have that collection of thoughts and interesting things that I find throughout the years. Digital gardens are having a moment now, and there are different programs that promise to help creators manage their bookmarks and make their process easier. Some of these tools are Notion and Obsidian. Personally, I don't think it's about the technology behind it, but about the dedication to grow your own garden. And I've seen really great sites that are hosted on WordPress, or, like the most advanced are self-coding. But, we can use the technology we already have and just adapt it to suit our needs. As a last note, while I was doing some research, I discovered that there is an analog version of a digital garden. These are called commonplace notebooks, and these have been popular for centuries among scientists, philosophers, and thinkers who use this as a place to document their knowledge. I find it really interesting to see how we as humans are going back to the basics to create community and to create because we need to share something with the world instead of just, to put out content to please an algorithm. And I think that maybe that's the reason why digital gardens are having a moment. Maybe there's a reason why people are going back to notebooks to take notes about specific subjects and, just collect their thoughts, process the world, and analyze their inner worlds. What I really like about digital gardens is that it feels like you're going back to 2004. And it's really cool to find, all these websites full of character and read about other people's interests and inner worlds. I really enjoy doing that, and it feels maybe like a slower way to consume our content online. If you're familiar with the concept and have any favorite sites, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll share with you in the description box some of my favorite sites. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time.